would you think if I told you that we can massage away sadness? I know, if you're struggling from depression right now, you probably think that I'm absolutely crazy. But science says it's possible. Past 3 years, the saddest I've ever been, and at the worst of it, I wasn't getting out of bed for anyone. My friends and family, not a chance. And work, that was the first thing that stopped. It got so bad that some days I wouldn't even get out of bed to feed myself. So I'm sitting there thinking, why do I feel so rubbish? And I found myself researching neurotransmitters, our brain chemicals that make us feel happy and sad. And it led me to Dr. Loretta Breuning. So give me a quick rundown on your view on serotonin.
Serotonin, okay. So a century of research on animals in the wild showed that animals are very competitive.
I mean, I wasn't doing anything anyway, so I jumped on a plane and flew over to San Francisco to chat with the doc.
And natural selection built a brain that rewards you with a good feeling when you get the one-up position for one little moment, and that good feeling is a little drip of serotonin.
She's super fascinating and taught me all things about neurotransmitters. Now, while I was on my little journey of self-discovery of why I'm feeling so rubbish, I was thinking, what if it was possible to massage away sadness? Found 2 studies, one done at the University of Miami and another one at the Free University of Berlin, and both studies looked at the effects of massage on hormones. Both studies came up with similar results. They noted that cortisol dropped by around about 30% after a massage.
Cortisol, most people have heard of that. It's called the stress chemical.
Now, here's the thing. If you've ever received a massage before, you know that massage is relaxing. Like, we already know it's de-stressing and calming. So it makes sense that cortisol drops and our happy hormones go up. I'm not going to go into further detail of what the studies are, but they are linked below if you want to go have a look. The main thing is we have some scientific data saying that there is evidence that massage can affect hormones. The real question is, though, what massage techniques do we have to administer to make this happen? Before we start talking about the massage stuff, let me give you a quick crash course on how hormones work within our bodies, right? Because our body comes with this natural built-in reward system. Like, yes, how good is that? So throughout the day, we get little drips and sometimes massive floods of happiness depending on which reward system is being triggered. And here's the kicker.
If it's a quote-unquote unexpected reward, then when you get more than you expect, it's like, wow, that's dopamine, like when you get a big reward, a jackpot.
Let's use massage as a way of explaining this. You and your partner agree that tonight at 7 p.m. you're going to share a massage with each other. Now, your partner's been awesome, because they are awesome. They put their hand up and they say, babe, I'm going to be massaging you tonight. Dopamine spikes. You're like, great, I'm getting a massage tonight. You get a little squirt, a nice little drip of a happy hormone. You surprise your partner with strawberries and champagne, making the entire thing a much bigger experience than just a massage. This, again, adds to the dopamine effect. As you're thinking about the date that you've set up with your partner later tonight, and even while you're setting up the room, dimming lights, warming up the space, setting up the food, dopamine just keeps firing, giving you little drips of happiness as you work your way towards the massage.
So oxytocin is widely known as the love chemical or the cuddle chemical or the bonding hormone.
The massage begins. The two of you are getting intimate, you're comfortable, relaxed, and all of a sudden oxytocin starts lighting up. Now, if this is your first time massaging each other, it's an unexpected experience, which means that oxytocin will be flying off the charts, making you and your partner feel absolutely incredible. But what happens if you've been massaging each other for a long time, you've been together for 10 plus years, it's the same thing that's happened last week and the week before? Well, maybe your partner was a clever duck and they brought a blindfold with them, something you've never seen before, making the experience completely different to anything you've ever shared. This is all it takes to make your oxytocin or one of your happy hormones just spike through the roof, making you feel incredibly happy. Now, let's say your massage turns into a little something. I know what happens when people use my massage course. I mean, I'm gonna keep my videos totally PG, clothed, and I stay on the massage side of the fence, but I'm aware that couples definitely use my massage techniques as a way to get a little bit busy in the bedroom. And you know what I think about that? It's freaking awesome. This in itself may be an unexpected reward. So where does sadness fit into this? There are a number of reasons why we get sad. Here's just a few. Sometimes we don't meet our threshold of needs of happy hormones, and then we're sad. There are other times where we spike so high with our happy hormones that we come crashing down, or we keep chasing that high but never able to satisfy it. And then, of course, there's cortisol.
So there's two things. So one is the cortisol that we stimulate from our thoughts. And the other is the cortisol we stimulate from muscle tension.
Oh.
Yes, because muscle tension, and this is what I'm not an expert on because I'm more focused on the thoughts. The muscle tension is giving your body the message that you're not safe. Mm-hmm. And when you relax your muscles, you're giving your inner mammal the sense that you're safe.
So now that we've got a small understanding of how our hormones work within our body, can we hack the system? I've been considering this a lot, and there is no one technique that's going to help spike our happy hormones. But there is something consistent that I've seen that's happened over the last 20 years, and it's happened in private practice, it's happened in my own personal relationship, and I see it happening over and over again within couples inside Melt. And that is, if the receiver, the person getting the massage, allows it, every massage will have one point in time where the person will let go and completely give up their body. I'm calling it the Merkas drop, which I've been thinking about this for years now. And I think it's at this point where the person lets go. I think it's that point where hormones are triggered. And I think this is what we should be studying. I noticed this in my 20s. I used to teach this to my staff inside Merkas Health because I had a rule with my staff. I wanted to make sure that the massage that they gave in the 8th hour of their shift was just as good as the massage that they gave in the first hour, which meant that they couldn't tire themselves out. And I'd tell them, like, every treatment that you give, every massage that you give, you have to work through the patient's surface tension first and wait for them to drop and let go before you go in deep. Otherwise, you're fighting with the person's body, with their little guarded state. We want to get beyond their guarded state. And it's at this point in time that I think that hormones are released to help people let go of their guarded state. And oxytocin floods in and goes, all right, I trust this person, I trust their hands. And couples don't get a hall pass from this either. It doesn't matter if you've been in love for the last 20 years, every massage starts off guarded. And we have to work towards that point where that drop happens, and then that's when we can go in deep. When literally the body says, you can do whatever you want with me right now. Have another hypothesis. It's impossible to enjoy a massage and be angry at the same time. I know. What do you think about that? Either you're going to be angry, stay angry, and remain guarded during the massage, or there will be a point where you have to let go, and you let go to allow yourself to concentrate on the hands, and therefore you cannot be angry. This is something that we can test at home. I mean, you need to be very mindful of what's happening, especially if you're angry at your partner. Good thing is, the way we sit, where your partner's sitting behind you, there's no eye contact. It's hard to be angry at your partner without eye contact. Like, we need the visual feedback. It'd be fascinating to see that even after 5 minutes of massage, whether your anger's completely gone or there's still something there. I'm tipping it'll be gone. I think so. I believe you can be sad and still enjoy a massage at the same time. I know because I've tried it before. Somehow you can still enjoy a massage and kind of just put your sadness to the side or just next to you for a little bit. And you still feel it there. Your little dark passenger just sits with you. I mean, it's a different feeling to anger. Like sadness is just lost and hopeless and empty, where anger is more definitive. And this leads me to endorphins, my favorite hormone.
Yes. Each of the chemicals evolved to do a specific job that promotes survival in the state of nature, and endorphin has the job of masking pain with a good feeling so that an animal can run when it's injured to save itself, or do what it takes to save itself when it's in distress.
I don't think we can be sad or focus on our sadness or even hold our sadness when we're in physical pain. I think there comes a point where the brain just drops the sadness, even if it's momentarily. A good massage practitioner, like the best of the best, they'll know how to get to the very deepest part of your muscles and take you to that threshold of absolute pain, but not go over. You know, they'll know at what point you can handle the pain and then wash that away. And it's that afterglow that I'm thinking, this might be endorphins. Specific deep tissue, I guess, might be a form of therapy that could be worthwhile investigating when working with sadness. But then again, I don't know how much deep tissue is necessary to create endorphins and whether this is a healthy way of doing it.
I'm very careful about endorphin because we are not, in my opinion, each of them evolved to do a job. We're evolved to seek dopamine, to seek oxytocin and serotonin, but we are not designed to seek endorphin. It is stimulated by distress, and we're not designed to inflict distress on ourselves to survive. It's there for emergencies.
But I'm curious, like if you're working with a practitioner that really knows how to deal with deep tissue in a really mindful way, does it normalize too? I mean, Dr. Breuning talks about habituation, and it's not a healthy way to seek out treatment looking for pain.
Habituation is what everyone needs to understand. Habituation is that your brain adjusts to the rewards it has, and then it takes new and improved to stimulate the happy chemicals. So whatever, and the simple example is runner's high. Runners don't get high every day. They only get high when they run to the point of pain. But if you go out of your way to inflict pain on yourself, you're going to have a bad long run result.
You guys, there's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot of theories that we can work with, which has me totally excited. This is exactly where I want Melt to go. Like, my goal is to get us to 1 million melters so we can run our own studies. There's not a lot of research that's been done in this field. Look, if you are sad though, highly recommend go look at Dr. Loretta Breuning's stuff. She's at the Inner Mammal Institute. I'll link to her below. She covers hormones in way more detail than what I've done. And, you know, reading her stuff has definitely been helping, or has helped. I'm great now, by the way. Really good. But it definitely used a lot of her strategies to help me get out of my sadness and just, you know, come back to normal life, because it's a horrible place to be in. You're not alone though. Alright, you guys, if you're a practitioner or a psychologist or a counselor and this is interesting to you, I'd love to hear your comments below. If you're a massage practitioner or any practitioner of any kind that dealt with sadness and treatment, I want to know below. I think there's a lot more that we can do with massage. There's a lot more that we haven't explored yet, especially with the psychological effects of massage on muscles. I mean, we know that there is a consensus that muscles hold emotions. You know, I've definitely had people break down on the massage table before. I've had inside Melt in a live workshops. I've totally had couples that have broken down and cried. You know, there's been women that, and not just one, several. I mean, I've been doing this for many years now, a decade and a half, but there's been several that have broken down and told me, he's never touched me like this he hasn't touched me like this in a very, very long time. And you can see that people hold their tension and their emotions within their muscles, and massage does. Anyways, I'm getting way too excited. This has been a really good episode. I want to keep doing more of this. Comment below, come join me. The more we discuss this, the more I'll look into it. Let's find some more experts and see if we can learn something more together. I'll see you in the next episode.